Kokie is sold at mostly Rite Aid. I'm not sure if it's sold anyplace else. I cannot find it anyplace else, but you can get stuff on their website. Actually, you can get a whole bunch more on their website. So I'm going to start out with their Smooth Glow Primer. There wasn't a whole lot at my Rite Aid, but I was able to get mostly a full face. So I haven't tried anything. Let's see how this looks. Okay, it looks like it's a moisturizer. So we'll see if it gives me the glow that I want. I'm excited to try this. Also, Kokie is cruelty-free. Now, this doesn't feel like silicone in any way, so it's kind of surprising that they say this is a smoothing primer, because usually it should have some kind of more like a gel. I mean, I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but I'm not seeing a huge amount of glow in my mirror. Usually if it says glow, it's gonna have a glow. I'm not real fond of the smell. It's kind of strong to me, but hopefully it will dissipate. All right, I am gonna go in with their Be Bright Illuminating Concealer. I got it in the color Peach. Well, it's actually the color, oh, it is peach. I want to see if this will color correct the blueness in the corners of my eye. Let's just put this in the corners. Oh, it feels a little dry. Like it feels too thick to me. I'm gonna use my BK Beauty and Angie concealer brush. All right, it kind of looks dark, but the foundation will go over that and we'll see if it corrects it. This doesn't feel hydrating at all, so that makes me worried. All right, actually, I gotta say it's not looking that bad. Maybe it's more hydrating than I think. It is pretty full coverage. I was wrong. I actually think it looks good. For a corrector, I mean, it looks like I have a corrector on, not a concealer, because it's got that peach tone to it. But let's see after foundation how it looks. Their foundation I got in 60W Skin Perfect HD foundation. This comes in 18 shades. It is lightweight, medium to full coverage. Their other foundation is completely full coverage, so this is the lightest one they have. I don't know if they have a BB cream, but this is all I saw for foundation. They say it's a natural finish, semi-matte, and it's expected to have long-lasting, non-cakey, and comfortable feeling. Oh, it says to shake it first, although I don't really hear anything in there shaking, but I will do that. All right, it's got actually a pretty thin consistency. This looks a little dark, but I am self-tanned, so let's see how it goes. Wow, this is way more thin than I thought it was going to be. So it obviously probably was shaking when I put it in there. Pat it around. So medium to full coverage. Well, I will say it feels lightweight. I already can't feel it on my right side here. Pounce it, I have a little bit of a blemish right there. Because of its thin consistency, I'm not sure if I would like this if I had extremely dry skin that was like peeling. Usually when you've got drier skin that's actually like lifting up off of your face, a thin consistency like this won't lay those down. It will literally pick them up. So I'm not sure if I would like it during the dead of winter. Right now it is spring and my face is doing better, although I upped my tretinoin percentage, so it's been going through some flaky dryness because of that. Not horrible, but a little bit. I would say that's definitely a medium coverage. I have a broken capillary right there I can see. I see some blemishes coming through. I obviously see this one coming through. It's definitely gathering in under my eyes a little bit and on my forehead. But the rest of it really doesn't look bad at all. So let's go in with another layer. This is how much I have left. Let's see if that's enough for a second layer. Second layers I usually only put on my cheeks. I don't go pretty much anywhere else. I'm gonna go right on that blemish and on my broken capillary there. And I'm gonna just pounce. The color actually is pretty good with my self-tanning. I'm pretty good at picking out now my foundations. You just get used to knowing what color to look for, unless the coloring like online is so different than what actually is. But if you're in person and you do it enough, you really do get used to seeing what color you're looking for. I would not say that's a true full coverage, but I would say it's a strong medium coverage. I'm still seeing this coming through and a little bit of the other. I actually like this coverage. I do not feel this on my face already, but it is sticky. Let me go in with my Stands Out sponge and then just make sure everything is blended a little bit more and any extra is taken off. I'm linking this below. It's not a Kokie product. It's a Stands Out sponge product. All right, I gotta say, this is looking really good. I'm actually surprised about this since it says it's a matte, semi-matte. I wouldn't call that really matte. I would call that more like a velvet finish. Maybe that's what they mean by semi-matte, but I like it. Now, I do have that primer underneath, but I didn't think that gave me a glow, so I don't know, so far so good. I'm not gonna powder it all yet. Let me get a little bit more done and just see how much it does settle before I do powder it. The only Kokie product I owned before I got all this was their brow pencil, and I've been using this ever since I got it. I actually got it in an Ipsy bag. This is one of my favorite brow pencils right now, and yay, it's Drugstore. Absolutely worth whatever it costs. I'm putting the cost in here somewhere so you all can see that, but it just works. All right, brows are done. I am going to put some gel in a minute because I like to do my shadow first, but I did get a palette from them. Some of them look pretty cool toned. I think I'm gonna go in with this one first and put that all over my lid. I did put on my, oh, what's it called? Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. So I already did that. I'm gonna go in just with a fluffy brush. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool toned. I think that'll be okay all over my lid. Maybe a little dark, but that's all right. I just wanna set, oh boy, lots of powder. I should have done this one as my all over color. So I am going to go in a little bit and tone this down a little bit. It's a little darker than I wanted. So putting this one over it might just settle it down a little bit. Maybe not. Not extremely pigmented. Pigmented. It sounds wrong. It sounds like I'm saying pigmented. Y'all know what I mean, don't you? Okay. Strong pigment. Does that sound better? And as per usual, my neighbor is edging his lawn. All right, I think I'm gonna do this one right here. Pounce it to the top of it. Put that in the crease real lightly and in the corner. Not a huge amount of pigment, but I also don't want it to be real dark. I don't necessarily like extremely pigmented eyeshadows because I don't want to fight, like always have to be panicked about how much I have on my brush. If it can build, I'm happy. Of course, if it does nothing, what's the point? There we go. Yes, it can build. Now, which shimmers are there? I'm gonna use this one. It's very light, but I kind of want to lighten everything up. Let me swatch it and just see. This is the darker shimmer, this is the lighter shimmer. That's pretty. So I'm gonna use, should I use my finger? My finger, I have a hard time controlling it, so, but usually I get a better sheen if I do my finger. So I'm just gonna do real light. Oh boy, that looks lighter than I wanted. It's amazing the difference between here to here. I am looking very orange in my viewfinder. Do you guys see this? Why am I so orange? Hopefully that's not something weird going on with my thing. I'm gonna take a fluffier brush and just fluff this out a little bit and tone it down. Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Actually, it's better if I take my finger. Okay, that's much better. Maybe it was both. Yep. It's grabbing a hold and not blending very easily. I'm not sure if I like this shimmer at all. Got a pretty decent amount of fallout. Yeah, it's not blending really easily, so I'm not sure if I like that so much. I'm gonna go in with this one right here. It's a little more, these are very close. I'm not sure why they did that. I think this one's a tiny bit more peachy, and I want to lighten up my brow bone. Okay, well that gives a pretty decent amount of pigment. Sometimes just using my finger helps. All right, that's okay. I'm not sure if I'm liking this so much. I'm going to use the dark that I used on my corner and put that under my eye. Give myself a little bit of a eyeline look. So you guys can see the difference. All right, I did get an eyeliner for them, and I'm not going to do it around my eye. I'm going to do it in the waterline. They say for the eyeliner that it will not transfer, and it's waterproof. Very smooth. Just going to lift my eye a little bit and put it right in the waterline there. And we'll see if it transfers down. Some people do this without lifting their lid. I don't know how they do it. All right, I already see transfer, but it was right at the beginning, so let's give it a second to dry. I'll try not to blink. Nobody blink. I curled my lashes, but I'm gonna comb them through with my eyelash comb. Love this thing. I'll link it below. It's from Amazon, and it just works well. I did get their mascara. It's called the Stay Dry Mascara. It is waterproof. I always buy it in waterproof. They say it is smudge proof, and it has 0 clumps. I have literally not opened this. I have no idea what it looks like. Oh good, it's the kind of brush I like. It's a fairly long brush, like it's not a short one. It's definitely not clumping, because it's hardly coming off of it. Okay, I'm trying to get this to go more. I'm underwhelmed so far. It's a very dry formula. Try to get the tips without getting my eye. Those of you who do not have hooded eyes have no idea how hard it is to not get it on your hood, which I always do. That's one coat. Let's just let that dry a tiny bit. We'll go on the other side. Maybe this just needs to be built. I'm not a huge fan of doing a couple coats because usually it does clump, but maybe they're saying because of their anti-clumping. I'm not loving this so far. I have a clump. Okay. I'm gonna go in on the right side. Let's see if I can make it better. All right, it's building. I wouldn't say I am sold on this, but I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna go a little bit on my lower. I've been doing that a little bit more lately, but only a tiny bit, just to kind of have them show up, but not be like, okay, obviously I have mascara on them. Because I think that can make your eyes look a bit older because of the darkness. It's okay. I wouldn't say I love their mascara so far. Let me keep trying it. You guys know I will do a speed review. I will say I have not powdered, and this is no lines, like literally no lines. And I don't see any lines under my eyes either, and I have not powdered. Wow. I'm curious to know if it is, I can't imagine that it's the primer. They don't say it's going to help make your foundation not go into creases. So, it must be the foundation. So I gotta say I love that. It is definitely drying down on its own. So I am amazed by that. I'm very happy. Next thing I got is their cream contour palette. And I will say I kind of shy away from these. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan all the time, but I got the light medium one. So these are obviously the contours and these are the highlights. I'm gonna actually use this one first for a contour because it's got a little bit more of a cool tone. So let's just see, it might be too light. Yeah, it's probably gonna be too light. Oh yeah, it's barely noticeable. Okay, forget that idea. Let's go in with actually the darkest one. Okay, it's definitely not a cool tone. This is definitely a warm tone, but it's not bad. I mean, it's blending out. I obviously have a very good brush. That is huge. But if a product doesn't blend, no matter how good that brush is, it's probably not going to blend well. So you still need a good blendable product. Gotta tell you guys, it is the most gorgeous day out. I'm hearing birds chirping. Spring. Okay, I actually like that a little bit strong there. That's pretty. I'm going to go in with the lighter one on my forehead. I'm just going to see the middle one, I should say. What will it do? Because I don't necessarily need a lot of darkening or warming up. My face is pretty warm right now because I self-tanned. And now I'm looking more normal. I don't know why I looked so orange before. That was weird to me. I'm going to go under my chin with the middle one. Darken that up a bit. I'm going to go with the darker one along my cheek, chin bone to give myself a little bit more of a defined jaw. Defining our face when we're after 50 is always a good idea. But I don't want to have a line, so I definitely blend it down. Let's see how that eyeliner's doing. Looking at that. That was probably attractive. Wow, no transfer. I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to use that to go down this. Oh boy. Let's use a sponge. And I'm just going to blend it down. Okay, that's not so bad. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm the best at contouring. I don't do a ton of it. All right, this is kind of muddled. I'm not sure if I'm liking that so much. It's kind of, I don't know, I'm going to use a little bit more. All right, maybe I just needed to do more. It's stronger in my camera than it is here, live and in person. I did not buy a blush. I did not, I think they were out of all of them at my Rite Aid. So I'm going to use a very non-drugstore product, and it's the Tarte Man-Eater blush in Buff. Buff? Yes, Buff. I love this blush. I'm just going to do a couple dabs. Oh, that was a lot. This gives me a highlight because I didn't buy a highlighter from them. Okay, that's just pretty. I always think that. I love this blush. And it's going to last me a long time, so I wasn't that worried about the price because a blush will last a long time. When, like a foundation, it's hard to spend so much money on a foundation because you use it so much that you're like, okay, I've used this for 2 months and it cost me a fortune and now I got to buy it again. Whereas a blush, you're not going to buy it for quite a while. Okay. Now that's a highlight. Ooh, I like it. They carry a lot of lip products. The only thing that my Rite Aid had was lip liner. So the thing that attracted me to this was the fact that it says it is, well, this is the nude color. It is matte, smudge proof, long wearing, waterproof, and anti-feathering. So I'm not even sure what color lipstick I'm gonna wear with this because I've literally not swatched it at all. So I don't know the color payoff I'm gonna get. Yeah, very good nude. This is it right here. I think this is gonna be a pretty color. All right, a little bit more nude than I would want. It's pretty much washing me out. I'm not in love with the color, but let's get some lipstick on it. All right, I'm gonna use my beloved 107 from L'Oreal. Since this is a nude, I can put anything on top. And it's still gonna look good. Okay, maybe not a bright red. Right now, the product that stands out the most would be this foundation. I'm amazed that it is not creasing. So I'm gonna wait, see, hopefully it lasts throughout the day. I do think it oxidized a bit. I think it got a little bit darker. So we'll see about that. I'm looking at my face right now and seeing that I need to blend a little bit more. There's nothing on this one really, so I'm gonna just blend. Okay, that's better. This side is better. Okay. Sometimes I will literally, I'll look at myself and I think, okay, it looks good. And then I go to edit and I go, Oh, Bobby. And I'm screaming at my screen going, blend it, blend it. Because in person, it doesn't show up as much as it does on a screen. Does that make sense? None of these products were horrible. Even the ones that I wasn't that thrilled with, like the shadow palette. I mean, it looks okay. It just gave a lot of fallout. I didn't like that shimmer, but it ended up being okay. But I do think that it didn't blend anywhere near as well that I would have wanted it to blend. I don't think I'm thrilled with the mascara. We'll see if it smudges or flakes at all. It just took a lot to build. If you want an ultra natural mascara, I think this mascara is for you. This, at least the waterproof one, because it literally only just enhanced a bit. Oh, I forgot this. Oh my gosh. Off the bat, I will say I am not thrilled with how big the spoolie is. I like a tiny spoolie like the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So I'm not positive I like that. But let's put this on. We'll see if it holds true that it says it will literally hold the brows in place, not just color them. All right, actually it's going on pretty well. Better than I thought, but we'll see if it holds. It is 2:30 and this has been on my face for more than 5 hours. So I thought I would do a check-in. I would say that my contour really kind of faded. My blush is still there, but I'm not sure if I'm loving the contour too much. I feel like it really just kind of disappeared. So that I'm not thrilled with. I will say the lipstick feels good, or the lip liner. I did not get to really give it a good shot because literally I ate something almost immediately after and it got yucky, and yeah, I was a slob, in other words. So one thing I will say is my face feels a little sticky. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some powder on. I'm just gonna use the number 7 Lift Illuminate. I didn't get a Kokie one. And I just want to dab it on just because I don't like that feeling. But I will say no creases and no creases under my eyes. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm amazed by that. I am like, yay. So I'm just doing this more for the feeling than for anything else. All right, that feels better. But like, it does have a glow to it. I didn't think there was. The glow, I'm assuming, is coming from the primer because the primer is a glow primer. That's what the power of having a glow primer is, because this says it's actually a soft matte finish. So I really should not have this much glow. And the only place I had glow that I put on besides the primer was my blush, and that was the Tarte blush. The eyeshadow is doing okay. I don't think it would be my go-to. The brow gel, it is holding my brows. I don't think it's the strongest brow gel, but it's doing okay. All right, let's look at my eyeliner. Okay, no transfer. Well, a tiny bit. I wouldn't say it's none. It's a tiny bit of transfer. Is it even still? Oh. Yeah, it's still there kinda, but not a ton. So a little disappointed in that, but not so bad. I've put them on where literally an hour later, it's gone. It's like, why even buy this thing? So we'll see how it does for the rest of the day, and I will check in at the end of the day. Right, it is 7:15. It's time for me to get my makeup off. The foundation has lasted wonderfully. I'm thrilled with it. Not a lot of creasing at all. I say there's a tiny bit up here, but it's at the end of the day. It's been on my face for over 10 hours. The thing I'm not amazed by also is the mascara. I'm very underwhelmed. I feel like it kind of uncurled my lashes a bit. Not totally, not like it was a non-waterproof, but it definitely did not hold its curl like it should. So right now the standout things for me were the under eye concealer. This one, now I really want to get this in an actual concealer since this is a corrector. And this worked great, but I would love to see it with a concealer as well. I loved the primer. I think maybe I just love this. So I'll try this without this one. So I want to see how that does. You guys know my feelings already about their brow pencil. love their brow pencil, so that's a definite one. If you want to see another full face with one brand, I'm gonna link a video right here of a brand that kind of blew me away. Like, I loved every single product. You're gonna get in there and you're gonna see that it's a sponsored video and you're gonna go, well, of course she liked every single product. That is not true. I will not do a sponsored video and say I love a product unless I actually love the product. So I loved all of it. In fact, I cannot wait to buy more from the brand. So I'm gonna link that one right here. I will hopefully see you in that one or another one. God bless.